All right. Thank you, everybody.
Go push play.
What he said.
Just figure we'll start off that way.
Good night.
Good night.
That was the show. Hope you
That
enjoyed
was
it.
the show. It's like, yeah, thank you, everybody. And they're like, wait, what?
We already upset them.
Yeah, everybody. Wait, huh? Wait, I gotta go. No, we shouldn't really do that because they were so great last week. Everybody, it's like now they're all gonna go look. They're gonna leave this and go look for a link. New link.
No one in the chat.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Yeah, exactly. So.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad you made it back from CEDIA in one piece, Deej.
Yeah. I got back in one piece. Everything's going well as can be expected.
You good?
No real issues flying back this time. Nothing like that. So that was good.
Good. And you managed to only go the right way down the Chicago streets this time, did you?
I never did anything in Michigan. I think they banned me. I'm not allowed. I was only allowed to stay in the airport. I was only there for an hour. And it's like, and it was like, I have 1 hour. I get off my plane and go to I got to go to the next terminal. And it's like, you make your way all the way in. Like you look on the map. Where is it? You got to go down, lefts, rights, doing all this. I get to the terminal. Oh, now this flight's at this terminal. They literally just changed it. So now it's like,
wow.
All right. And it even tells you like, you are 15 minutes away.
By plane.
Yeah. So I got to get all the way to that terminal. Then I get to that terminal and I'm sitting there waiting and all these people are coming up and they're like, what do you mean it's not this terminal? They had it because theirs got moved. Oh, it was funny. I was like, oh well. Travel.
Every time this is the thing. Every time I hear any stories about domestic US air travel, all I hear is how horrible it is, be it the cramped planes or hassle at the airport or chaos with the TSA. Like no one seems to ever have anything good to say about domestic air travel in the US. Like no one.
Yeah, talk about crowded planes. My last plane was it was like the Chevy Chevette of planes. It was this little tiny thing. And it was like, I'm sitting
Propellers,
there. Like, well, exactly. Propeller. I could smell the model glue drying. And I'm sitting there and I was like sitting down. I had an aisle seat. This little old lady sitting next to me. I'm like, oh, this shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, right. The little old lady. She's the only one on the plane. Now I'm wearing my glasses. She's the only one on the plane with the window open. And I'm like,
and the door.
Yeah. She's got the window rolled down. She's going like this. She's doing the roller coaster thing with her arm. No. She yeah. Look at me, no hands. No, she got the window open, and Steve, she's on my right, and she like falls asleep, and it was, I swear to God, it's like Mrs. Doubtfire fell asleep next to me. Her leg comes out onto my side of the chair, like literally halfway into my. I'm like, what the? She's doing like the man sit with the legs spread open. It's just mouth's open. I'm like, what's the etiquette here on the window? Can I reach across and shut it?
Push her out?
Yeah, exactly. Just wait 5 seconds and pull the chute. Bye. Oh, I was like, why me?
Wow.
I'm like this little old lady and she's just passed out.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you've just got to deal with it, haven't you? There's not much you can do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, you know how much I like people, right? I'm sitting down, I got the glasses on, and I got a video of my dogs playing here. So I'm watching the video, but I'm watching them in the glasses. But because it's a video from your like pictures, I got one earpiece in, and it's my left ear. She's sitting on my right, so I get in my right ear. Are those your dogs? I was like, oh, Jesus. I lift up the glasses. I'm like, yep. She goes, I'm a dog watcher. I was like, of course you are.
That was your time to pretend that you were blind. Hence why you had the glasses on.
No, I needed to be deaf. To be deaf. I was like, oh man. Yeah, she's like, it's amazing how many people miss their dogs when they go away. Is it? Don't we all miss our dogs? If you're not going to miss them, you don't have dogs. Doesn't everybody that has dogs miss them when they go away?
Yeah. I mean, and if you're not much of a conversationalist either, it's the worst thing. You can't leave. You can't get up and move away.
No.
You can't
You're
change
literally
seat.
belted in.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, it's the worst case scenario, isn't it? You just have to try and you've got to do the planes, trains, and automobiles thing. I'm just reading this article. I really need to finish it. A friend of mine wrote it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, she goes, don't worry, I'll stop reading over your shoulder. I'm like, don't worry, the next thing I'm watching doesn't show up on the screen. So.
Should have been like, the next thing is Terrifier. Check this out.
Yeah.
God, that would not have been good. Not have been good. But all right, see, I've got a question for you, Deej, pre-show. Right. So we can ask you anything. So what did you have for breakfast this morning?
Nothing. I don't eat.
Nothing breakfast at all.
No.
Right.
Yeah, I don't eat breakfast.
Okay, so
typically,
your views on chicken fried bacon then
are there
void,
we go. Talk about a hot topic. Come on.
It did go a bit crazy. Yeah, so we're going to need some help from the chat in this case, aren't we? I mean, we've got a few people in. So what we want to know from those in the chat is chicken fried bacon, yes or no? For those that have not been on my Twitter feed this week, just to let you know, whilst you're thinking about chicken fried bacon or not, John of this here parish sent us a picture on Sunday, and I think he must have been out for breakfast in Texas because it was kind of mid-afternoon here, so it would have been sort of mid-morning, of a picture of deep fried bacon for like $8.99, I think it was, or $5.99, and it looked horrible. And I think, in fairness, John meant it to look horrible. And I thought, right, yes, everyone's going to feel that. But a certain Mr. Briggs.
I was like all day long.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just fried. It's just fried bacon. Yeah, it's like you take it and drop it in the fryer, fry it, pull it out. It's like, and I commented, I'm like, you're like, made with chicken fat. I'm like, isn't everything that's fried it's all made with fat? It's whatever it is. Chicken fat, right? Whatever kind of fat. But I'm like, what's the problem? And then you're like, but I like I'm like, bacon is fat. It's just, that's all it is. So I was so like, I was confused at like what you were upset about. And then I was like, and then I even made the comment maple bacon. And then you were like, maple bacon? I was like, you've never heard of that?
No.
Listen,
no.
Yeah, that's a big thing over here. It's like maple flavored, and then kind of like maple, like we have maple barbecue sauce, maple based barbecue sauce, stuff like that. But this is, you put it in the maple with a little bit of sugar and stuff. I don't like that, but it's maple, and you put bacon in the oven. It's like, maple bacon, chicken fried bacon. I've never had chicken fried bacon, but I'd have it all day. I mean, it looked delicious. Just fried bacon.
It looked like something that they'd fished out of the trash.
Maybe. You fry it, that kills everything.
It's fine. Oh man. The idea of taking bacon, the purity and awesomeness of bacon.
So
which should only be put in bread with an egg and some ketchup, and then it's fine. It did not need to be besmirched with chicken fat as well. Chicken tasting bacon.
Yeah.
Turns my stomach.
All right, here's one for you. So this is before the pre-show. So this was at this is Martin. So Martin Ferretti, who we know runs the Nerdy Legion and everything, and I've known him for years, never met him before, never met him in person, and he moved to Denver back in March, right? So we went out to dinner, and so let me see, where is it? There you go.
I'm not sure you should be eating dog turds with cherries.
Oh, even better. You know what this is?
What is that? Snails? Slugs?
Nope. Close. Nope. Rocky Mountain oysters.
Okay. Are there such a thing?
There are. That's it. I was sitting there. Him and I were talking. We went out. We talked for hours. Our poor waitress was like, do you need anything else? Like, we ate dinner too. I had beef stroganoff or whatever. He had a chili. But we had a couple other apps. But right after like the first app, she's like, can I get you anything else? And he goes, yeah, an order of Rocky Mountain oysters. And I was like, oh, you little. And I'm like, but then they came out and looked like this. And have you ever seen the movie Funny Farm?
Chevy Chase?
Yeah.
I think I have. I can't remember much about it, but I think I have. Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah. So he's in that movie, he goes out and there's a sign up and it's like a record for them eating the most Rocky Mountain oysters or whatever. And it's like, so he's sitting there and he's like, oh, I could go with that. And they're like, all right. And they keep bringing him plate after plate of these and he's wolfing them down, but they look like a meatball, like a fried meatball or something, right? And he's wolfing them down. They're like, they changed the number. We have a new record. Nobody's ever eaten this many bull's testicles before. Jimmy's like, what the hell? So when they came out looking like this, I was like, what the heck is that? And he goes, I don't know. They cut them up so people don't realize what they're eating as much. I don't know. But
is that what they are?
Yeah.
So they're what they are. They are testes, are they?
Yeah. Yeah. A few people had, Joe Klosnick had that in the chat. Testicles. Yep. And yes, Paul heard, are they fried in breadcrumbs or something? Yeah. So they're fried, not chicken fried. But they are fried, and it's like, I mean, it really tastes like whatever the breading is. There's really nothing to it. But yeah, we finished that plate off. Yeah, no problem.
Wow.
So
I mean, you know,
when in Rome,
I was you weren't in Rome.
I wasn't in Rome, so yeah,
you didn't need to have them.
No, looking forward to tonight's dinner. More closer to Rome. So
yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's well, I think the chat is largely against you, Deej. I'm just saying.
Oh, I think no doubt about it. Have they ever?
Yeah.
Have they ever tried it?
Well, that is not clear. That is not the question we asked.
Let me ask you this for you, Steve, and everybody in the chat. Do you like bacon?
I love bacon.
All right. Do you like fried foods?
Generally.
Then what's the problem?
Because I prefer to have it separate. I don't need it all mixed together.
I'm not telling you to take a watermelon and drop it in a deep fryer. I'm talking about nice fatty bacon and a nice fatty fryer. You put the two together and I don't think you'd be disappointed.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, even John was there. John took the photo and John's like, I'm not eating that.
Why? It can't hurt you.
Well,
then again, you did have a heart attack a while ago.
Yeah, so that's
it actually could. So let me, all right. So there's a disclaimer there.
Yes.
Sorry, buddy. I'm not trying to kill you.
Actually, could hurt you. Yes.
Yes, it could. It could. Enough of it. But everything in moderation, Steve. Kind of like this show. It's like last week. We were so excited. We tempered things down by ending early.
Oh yes, ending early, and yes. Although we should say to people, they haven't seen it. The CEDIA show is well worth a watch. The one that we did, and the highlight of that for me, other than the giant subwoofers, was you getting trapped in the demo room and being too polite to force your way out until the end.
Yeah, that was. I went back and I watched that, and I was amazed at how much the audio was canceled because of those infrasonics behind me. It was, I hadn't even talked to you about that yet. It's, yeah, it was, I went back later that night. That was the night I went out with Martin and I didn't get back until like 11:30. Yeah, it was just go that day. And, I put the video on. I'm like, there's nothing, like, especially that interstellar scene. It's like, you can just barely hear the audio of their voices, but the room it's the speaker, or the microphone on the iPhone just doesn't know what the hell to do. It was like, so, but yeah, we'll talk about that room in a little bit too.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, no worries. I mean, we've got Paul Hurt in the getting all xenophobic here. Paul, I'm appalled. Says US bacon is dramatically different from UK bacon.
Oh yeah,
not in a way, I'm afraid. Actually, Paul, US bacon is very similar to streaky bacon, is what it is. It's very similar to what you get in Spain, and I love that bacon. I really like it. What we can't get in the US is the sort of back bacon that we get here, at least not easily. But yes. Anyway, there we go. I'm feeling hungry now. This is not good.
Canadian bacon's just ham.
Yeah, true. With maple syrup again. You know.
Yeah, there you go. So
anyway, I can't be rude about Canadians tonight, Deej, or indeed ever, but particularly not tonight because I'm training a Canadian tomorrow at the firm.
Oh, that's okay.
We've got to be nice in case she's listening. I don't want to get into trouble.
Right.
So, you know, it won't be good. We don't
never slowed us down before.
True that. But yeah, so yes, I have to say, not good. Yeah, the chicken fried bacon, that's a no from me. But you know,
yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we'll get to some stuff in a little bit.
Alrighty,
I got lots of CEDIA stuff. I can jump around on pictures later.
Cool.
I mean, just for people that didn't watch. I mean, yeah. Oh, and then do I have pictures from Brett's area? Yeah, I do. From
Why were you taking pictures of Brett's area? Oh no, not that. Right, so just making sure. Right,
yeah, yeah, that was cool. Yeah, we'll go over that stuff. I got a lot to get to. Jeez. All right.
Okay. Well, let's start the show now, Deej.
Yes, start the show. Okay, go right button here, and we'll go right into. All right, Steve's like, yep, here we go. It's like playing the lottery because you never know what I'm gonna.
We are Brightside Theater.
Hey, home theater nerds! Welcome to the Brightside Home Theater Podcast, the award-winning home theater podcast, multi-award-winning home theater podcast that's all about the experiences, the sights,
the sounds,
the award-winning scenes.
There we go. There we
go. At least we didn't have to do 2 shows this week, Deej. It's all good.
Nope, not
3.
at all. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So let's say, well, I'll tell you what, we've done our little opening. Let's say hi to everyone in the chat, shall we? And then we can do that.
Yes.
I think there are either some new people or some irregular visitors, which is always nice to have. So first in looks like it was Mikey. He was in earlier today. Hey, Mikey. Followed swiftly by Captain AC3, Captain, my captain. Steve At's in. Hey, Steve. Jordan's in. Hey, Jordan. Dom's in. Bonsoir, Dom. And he and I have been in regular contact this week about some very cool stuff. We've got Jan's in. Yeah, hi, Jan. How you doing, buddy? And we have also got, again, where were these? So Beth's in. Hey, Beth. How you doing?
Hey, Beth.
Dom,
Captain
Films is
AC3.
in.
Yep. Joe Kluznik, did you get to him?
Yeah, just nearly there. So, indeed, come on, Eric Ridgely. Hi, God, dear, right.
Look at me paying attention now.
Yeah, that's it. Someone mentions bacon, and he's all ears. Marcus Beebe is it? Hey, Marcus. John Durant. Is
okay.
Yeah. So looking very cool picture there, by the way.
Nice.
If you can see that, Deej.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, looking good.
It's really nice.
Hey, John.
Nice
that's not bad at all. And then we've got I think E-Pilot 007. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
license to fly, not license to kill. Perhaps I'm not sure.
No.
Yeah. But and then Blind Guy's in as well. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I needed him sitting next to me on the plane.
Well, you were doing a good impersonation.
Oh God!
Did anyone kind of say anything to you? By the way, did anybody kind of say to you? Anyone kind of think that maybe you were visually impaired or anything like that? Because that's always the concern in a public space.
Yeah,
people think that's what it is. No. Did you not have any of that? People just kind of left you alone, did they?
Yeah, well, they may have. I have my earphones in, so my earbuds. So it could have been. That was the problem with the lady there. I had only one in. Got to get that other one in quick, so I can't hear her. Drown it out.
Hey, what? So tell us about that. What was that experience like, Deej? Because of course I haven't tried mine on the planes yet.
Oh, really?
Had them. Yeah, I had in the car all day long. Everywhere else, but not on a plane. So
really good. Yeah, really good. It's what was interesting is like I said to you before, it's all a matter of perspective, right? So if you put them on and you're sitting right here, it's only going to look like about the size of like a 27-inch screen because it's only this far away from you. But if you put your head back, like put your seat back a little bit, put your head up, and it like you look over everybody, it looks like there's a giant movie screen playing over everybody's head, and you're just like, and then the immersion of the spatial audio. I've got a couple of movies that I watched. If you were on Twitter, you'll see what they are, and if we have time, I'll talk about them. But yeah, it's really, really nice. There is like I said, if the flight out, we left, well, both flights early in the morning. I left. It wasn't a problem. Well, everybody wants to be asleep anyway, so they put their windows down. It was nice, really great immersion. That lady with the window open, that was kind of a pain because it was literally just there's nothing you could. It's like if I had a paper bag, I would have put it over my head. What do I care? Would you like a water? Yes, please. Lift my bag up.
Pour it down the top.
Yeah, give me my free cookie. Yeah, that's what you get on American, a cookie.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it was. They were great. They were. I mean, it's the only way to fly, Steve.
It's crazy, though, isn't it? Crazy.
It's ridiculously convenient. It's ridiculously easy. It's like because last year I used my laptop and I thought that was great, and I used my the headphones you have on right now. Right, great immersion. Everything, the audio sounds great. You're looking at your laptop, but then you get the warning. All right, put away your large items. Your laptop's got to go under the seat. Blah, blah, blah. And this on this flight home to Providence. From Chicago to Providence, I got airborne. Yep. We hit some serious turbulence. I almost hit my head because I don't put my seatbelt super tight. I'm just like, all right, we're going down. I'm getting out. But it's like, and we went, I went out of my seat up in the air, got slammed around. I was like, all right, maybe I'll tighten it a little bit. There was one takeoff. I think it was in one of the, I know it was in one of the movies, but there was one takeoff where the scene that I was watching was like, oh, it was Dark Knight. I had mentioned earlier. I don't know if I have an image for that, but Dark Knight. It was like, vroom, they're going down the street and the plane's like, vroom. I was like, wow, this is like 4D. This is fantastic.
Yeah, that's what you need to put Maverick on.
Yeah. We're banking like that. But what's nice is as soon as you get on the plane, you just throw these things on. It's not a problem. And you're just sitting there with your phone in your lap. And, I put mine down like under my leg because you want that spatial. You can't put it to the side because then it's all the audio, the spatial audio will be to the side. So you put it down, just sit there. And I just sat like this. As soon as I sat down, and that's like, I was getting all set up and I was like, oh, I got a text of a video of the dogs playing. She's like, and I'm like, all right, let me open that. And I don't look down. I'm looking in the glasses and I'm like, boom, boom. The other thing was, see, and this was, I didn't even think of this until I mentioned it the other day, but I didn't think I was going to mention it on the show. I didn't bring the neck thing that Vitur has, right? The neck piece. I'm going to bring it next time I fly because that you download everything to that. So you can download a lot more and it's more, you don't need it for movies and it might actually hamper the immersion of the sound because when I go into the app, it's not the audio isn't the same. I haven't figured that part out yet. It's better to just go into iTunes and just watch it, Apple TV or HBO Max or Netflix, and you get the full spatial audio. But what you do get is you get the ability to navigate your computer. You can do stuff. And even just with the app, and I did mess with this, and what makes me want to bring the neck thing next time is everything goes into that app, which is what Storm something or Storm Cloud, or I think it's called something, which is a great thing to have on a plane. It turns your phone into like a mouse pad. So nothing shows up on your phone, but now you're swiping all your screens and you can put multiple screens up and you're just sitting there. Now the little old lady can't see. All she sees is, and the cursor just moves around in your glasses. So what would be fun is with the neck thing, it takes it from that, and now you can point in the air because it has the camera on it and it goes by. I'm just going to I'll just be sitting on the plane like.
Yeah, I can see the flight attendant walking past you. Reaching out. There'll be all kinds of issues.
All day long. Not
a good idea.
It's going to be fantastic. No,
you're going to have to pretend to be blind then.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. I'm just trying to.
I'm sorry. Did I just? Never mind. I won't go there.
Yeah, I think it's asking for trouble.
Yeah, flight attendants beware.
Yeah, but it is so cool though, isn't it? It's just that you can be in your own world. You can just switch off from the outside and watch something awesome. Man, I know we keep going on about it. People that
we do, and I was just going to make a comment especially after CEDIA, and one of the biggest comments I get from the people that I talk to today, which are all, I'm not a dealer, they're not, I don't talk to the dealers. That's what I'm there to listen to and listen to them, a fly on the wall. But I do know the manufacturers. I do know that, you know, literally the manufacturers, the companies. And we get nothing out of this. It's just what we like to do, you know, and it's a lot of fun. Oh, did you just turn on the?
Yeah, I just suddenly realized we hadn't done that. Sorry. Yeah.
That's okay. But that's what gives it, like we said at CEDIA, when we're like, in the comments, like, we're going to get taken off YouTube. We're going to do this. And it's like, nope, and we're going to have a conversation later, and we're going to keep it cool, I guess you said. You know, not bash anybody, but we're going to be honest in a way of, you know, things I heard from fly on the wall dealers and people and the way things are portrayed. And I think it's, for the consumer, I think it's tough because you don't know what you don't know. And when you're at the mercy of your installer or dealer, and they're trying to tell you what you need to get and stuff like that. And it's like, the internet is a great thing for this. And we've talked about it on the show. We talked about it on the Thanksgiving podcast. And I thank the HT guys and AV Rant. I think they were at the forefront of getting rid of what we dealt with back in the 90s. And it was like, yeah, great. It's like, on Monster Cables, you need those because that was the ads. They are the ones that paid the most money to be in Home Theater Magazine. And they told you this was the best one, and the cable shielding and everything. And God knows cable business was big back then, because it wasn't like today where one cable and HDMI, as bad as it is, it's still just one cable. Back then we had optical coaxial cables. We had RCA cables. We, composite component
VHS cables.
Yeah. S video cables, all of that. And it was like, which one's the best one? It's like, it's crazy. And it's like, you're always shopping for the best possible one. And then line conditioners and, oh my God, all of that stuff. And now you get the internet and podcasts to be able to tell you, like, that's stuff you don't need. Yeah.
Said without comment. Posted without comment.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we're going to laugh at that one, Paul. Dead on. That is what we're going to talk about. So if you're watching the live chat, you'll see what Paul was talking about, but we're not going to mention any company names or anything like that, because there is another company that I saw, and we'll talk about it. Do you want to get to that now? You want to?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, come on. Pick away.
All right. So I had a demonstration. Let's go right to, I'll pull up these images first. This was a fun demonstration. So you could see here, it was an A/B comparison. All right. So this was the room. You could see Don back in the corner there. These are the guys I was hanging out with the night before. He's got his camera going. I haven't even talked to him about this either. There's Ike sitting right there, front and center. So let me see. I'll pull that down. Let me find. So these are the images that were on the screen. I'll go to.
And these are projector demos, aren't they? That were
projector demos, right? And what you're looking for in a scene. And so here it is. Here's the scene they use from F1. And this is a shot from where I was sitting. And what they were comparing is two projectors. One was their projector, which was a very bright projector, and the one on the right. And they're saying that the one on the right comes in at about 360 nits. The one on the left is coming in at about 168 nits. And then they also had a third company that was coming in at about 155 nits. Now, they were commenting on how, like, look at this, how great the image is and everything. And I was like, okay, yep. And they're like, look at the vibrancy and the colors. And all right, let me pull that down for a second. I'll give you one more image. This was same scene. This is a few seconds later, and they're showing, look at the vibrancy there. Look at the colors, the rich colors and everything. And this is what, and they're telling you this is how to sell this to your customers. And I'm like, okay. And they wanted to demonstrate this in a completely blacked out room. This wasn't a demonstration to show you in a fully lit room. They were like, this is, your customer, why are they paying all this money? Now, these are equally priced projectors in the $20,000 range. Okay. Why are they paying the same price and when they could get this kind of a brightness? Now, I knew right away that this was wrong and I wasn't happy. Talked to you about it that day, or it was later that maybe it was the next day. I forget which day it was, but let me pull this down and I'll show you what I got here. So we could pull up this one back up again. This is from F1. If you don't know the movie, this scene, the one on the right, you wouldn't know is a rainy day. It's a stormy day, and you could kind of see it in the one on the right a little bit, like maybe there's some spray coming off the back a little bit. The one on the left is the accurate image. I mean, it's not great because neither of these have been calibrated, but that's the accurate image. Now, I haven't had my TV here, my Bravia 5, calibrated professionally, but I've done as best I can do right now. That's what I got with Dolby Vision Dark, and then I modified it from there. So for all intents and purposes, it's Dolby Vision Custom to get the black levels as close as I can get right now. I can go even further if I want to, and I will. But this is what it, in my opinion, is supposed to look like. This is what it looked like in my other theater. And it's a dark, stormy day. Now, if this wasn't enough to convince you, look at this one. This one here is like, I was like, just like appalled because the one on the right is like, it's not only, it's blowing it out, but now in here, you could see the rain on the screen, on the drop down in front of the character there. And then you see how dark it's supposed to look on the one on the left. But then this is what I have on mine. And that's not a great image grabbed with my camera, but this is what I want you to take a look at. It's like, if you can see my arrow here, look at this area right here. That's gray. It's a gray, like plastic or steel bar or something in the shot. Where does that red come from? It's like the colors are wrong. It's like, it looks like a caricature of you know what I mean? This one here, this image here looks like if you put it in Photoshop and you said, make it look like, blow it up, make it look like they'll outline it and everything. It just was.
But if you're in any doubt, so you say you'd never seen F1 before, you don't know what it's supposed to look like, and you saw those. If you were in any doubt, you would know it was wrong because of the fact the black bars, top and bottom, are gray. They're not black. So straight away, you know.
I hadn't even gotten to that yet. It's like you can see in these images here, even on YouTube, I see them on my screen here, and I can still see them on the screen on my YouTube coverage over here. And it's like, look at that one. It's, I mean, well, the black bars at the top here are gray compared to the black bars here. And it was noticeable. And it was like, you can see that they're blowing out the color here. There's live in person, there's barely any blue up in the top here, where you could see that there's supposed to be, that's where you see the blue there. In person, this was all blown out. And the same here, you see the gradation here. Obviously, I'm able to get a better shot sitting right in front of this thing here. But yeah, but what bothers me is, like I said, that's what CEDIA is for. It's not for the customers. This is for the dealers and integrators to sell to you when you go, like, you're going to put this into your theater. And it's like, this is, how you sell these products. And it's like, they're selling brightness, they're selling nits, they're selling light cannons when you might not need it. And to me, I feel like, and I think I said to you that day, it's like, if you have a bright projector, you should be selling it like, okay, now see how we drop this back. This one here can shoot an image from 25 feet. Whereas look at how this same one has struggles to do that. If you need to integrate this into a space that needs a 25-foot throw, that's where your brightness comes in. That's where all of this stuff plays in. It's like brightness is, at the end of the day, once you calibrate it, And I mean, you and I were talking earlier. It's like, once you calibrate it to your grayscale, you should be like, I guarantee you that this one here is blowing out the top end of the grayscale. You know, if it's, say you've got your square based on 100 and your lowest square is dead on 0 black and your top is the brightest bright. And once you calibrate that out, you should have the same pace, you know, the same increase in brightness in every one, right? Percentage, say it's a 1% increase all the way through to 100. Well, your last 10, I bet you the last 10%, you're probably missing because they'll all be the same level of white because you just went bright on everything and you've blown it out. But the other thing you're doing is you're raising your black level at the other end. Your black is now, instead of being at 0, it's going to a gray. And it's a shame because they did have, let me pull it down to be fair. And this is where I think they should have really played with the, this is where their selling point was, this one here. Okay. So this here, now there's your selling point. It's a great bright image, but the irony is on this one, this was a step down. This is a model down to the like under 10K, under 10,000. These are equal, like entry level projectors for these two companies. The one on the left is $2,000 more than the one on the right. The one on the right is brighter, but by only 50%. And at that point, you can see there's like 0 difference. It's not that much difference. So what they're saying here is, why pay that $2,000 for the extra? It's not going to make a difference, and save that money and put it into another part of the project, right? Which I get 100%. And this is where that bright image is going to play out, is on like game day when you turn your lights on and everything in the room. That I can wrap my head around. But actually selling these light cannons like this and displaying that they're just like, why? I don't understand the demonstration, to be honest with you. I don't get why you would go that route, because they could come back if they wanted to go, I can't believe you said that on your show, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, why did you display it that way? You know what I mean? It's like that to me is like you're misleading the customer and saying you want brightness. No, you don't. You want
accuracy.
Most people want, well, if you're buying at this level, and the one where they were selling brightness was $20,000. If you're buying at that level, I would think you would want accuracy. And I know our listeners and our viewers want accuracy. So that's what I mean. Are there people out there that love vivid mode and torch mode all day long? But they're probably not watching shows like this and listening to podcasts on how to get accuracy. So I don't think I'm offending anybody. But but this is what it's like when you go to they just want to sell you this stuff. And there was another company, same thing. It was a single chip DLP, super bright, $25,000. And it was, I wasn't a fan. It didn't, I mean, that one there had a Lumagen in line. The tone mapping was great. Everything was great, but it was like, you get that little bit rainbow effect. If you understand that, you're getting that. Some people don't see it. Other people do. I didn't see it for a long time. And then I was taught it and I was like, damn it. But that one there, I felt like it was super bright, but I thought the black levels were super elevated. I wasn't a big fan of that one. And I loved that room too. And we'll talk about it later, but yeah. So I just don't get the idea. I should say, I get it. I don't like the idea of selling brightness I feel bad for customers that are like, they've been sold like, all right, here it is. You're spending $20,000. It's super bright. And then if you're getting into this hobby, you're going to go around. Now, all of a sudden you've got this, if you're spending 20 grand on a projector and having somebody install everything, you got to be looking at about $60,000 to $80,000 theater, I would think. And then what, a few months later, you start looking around and you've become an enthusiast, you're into it. And then you realize, why are my black levels so elevated?
Yeah.
And now, you know what I mean? Because eventually you're going to pay attention to what happened. And I mean, that's what happened to me. Not happened to me, but I couldn't afford the black levels when I was younger. And it was like that deep black level. And it was like, okay, this is what it is. But I had all the detail, but I had the elevated black level. And this goes back to like, even before my Vivitech. And it's, you know, it's what we're looking for. But I don't know. That to me is, it's tough. And that's a lot of what, you know, sales is. And that's what CEDIA is. It's like everybody's trying to sell their product, and some people, I mean, most people, the companies just want the products sold. The dealers want to know how to sell it. What's the best way to approach a customer? And like my favorite people are people that are like, no, you don't need my product, you know, and not like trying to find a niche. And, you know, I've had conversations with people, and I had one recently. And I won't bring it up here because I don't want people to think I'm like pointing a spotlight on him like he's awesome. But I've had people tell me, like, I'd be like, what's this do for me? Nothing. You don't need my product for that. And that to me is better than, no, you want a light torch. What? Why? Yeah. A light cannon or whatever. It's like, no. And it's tough. It's tough. So just be careful. It's like, yeah. It's tough. So
yeah. Well, we've all been through that. Or again, anyone that's an enthusiast, anyone that cares about this kind of thing, we've all been to friends' houses. We've all gone to a hotel, you know, or get to a neighbor, to a, you know, whoever it might be, and you walk in and they're like, look, you know, they want to show off their new TV, and they're like, you know, look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair. And despair, unfortunately, is what you do when it's on absolute torch mode, and you can, you know, barely look at it unless you've got your, you know, your X-ray glasses or Virtual glasses on, because that's the only way you can stare at it. Yeah. And, you know, and they love it. And we've all had that conversation with people and said, yeah, do you want me to fix it? And they look at you as if you're crazy, one, rude, two, and then three, just say, no, it's fine as it is. I mean, it's the first thing I do when I go into a hotel and I turn the TV on. It's like, all right, well, I've got to sort that picture out. I can't stand it. So, yeah, so definitely brightness for the uninitiated seems to be what they're after. And the manufacturers know that, because they're stupid. Yeah. They're not stupid. They're manufacturers. But I think if you're an installer and you are someone who is being paid money to provide something to a customer, I think I would say, and I'm not an installer, but I would have thought that at that kind of price point, as you say, 25 grand, it's not chump change, that you owe it to yourself to say, look, this is bright, but it's not accurate. And I can give you accurate if you go this way, unless the customer just says, I don't care. You know, I want it bright. That's it. You know, okay, fine. You know, it's up to you. You know, you get what you pay for. But I think, I think it you know, it'd be like buying a Ferrari and then only ever driving it in second gear. You know, you're not giving it what it can do. This is not what it's meant for.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, it's like, it'd be like comparing, or if you bought a Ferrari, right? So like these bright projectors, and they're super power, or like I had the conversation. This isn't even a behind the scenes or anything. John Brock and I were talking about his thing. He's still in the purchasing stage or construction stage. He had, I want to say it was an NZ8, if I remember, the JVC NZ8. And he asked me, should I get an NZ9? He had an opportunity to trade up for the better chip, a brighter image. And I asked him the throw distance. I asked him the screen size and stuff like that. And I said, no. I told him no. And Travis and I have had this conversation, and it's like, so yes, you need the better chip in the 9, because the 9 is brighter because it's meant for larger screens and maybe with a larger throw distance, right? And the problem is like when you scale up, which I found I have a correction too when we get to my favorite theater from my our YouTube video. But when you scale up, every flaw gets bigger. right? So if you have this little tiny flaw in your, whether it be your lens or your chip or whatever, if you go up to a 200-inch image, that flaw is really going to stand out. So running an NZ8 for that, while maybe even the brightness might be okay, but it's going to show that flaw in the chip, right? But when you come down, the difference between the chip in the 9 and the chip in the 8, when you come down to sub like 150 and under, any flaws that the 9 chip is taking out are going to be imperceivable anyways. So you really don't need, and you're probably not doing a throw distance. So what are you really paying for? And it's like, there's a reason for that. It's like, I've used the analogy a million times on the show. It's like when I was in school for art, and it was like, they talked about designing. You design a magazine page the size of a poster. That's how big they would work on it. If you had a drawer or the image, and you would get every flaw out of it. And then when you shrunk it down to a magazine page, it would be pristine, right? Well, the opposite is true for our theaters. It's like, we're thinking it's this big, and then we're going to throw, it's meant for especially when we were younger, it's meant for a 32-inch TV, and we're going to throw it up on a big screen. Well, same here. And all of this stuff is scalable, and that's where you get your 8K versus 4K and stuff, like where the differences are. But you don't need to pay for that. Don't get me wrong. If I have the opportunity to get a 9 at a cheap deal, I'll probably do it. But I'm not going to do it. But if they're saying, okay, I'll give you a 9 at this price, a B stock 9, but the 8 is at this price, well, I'm going to take the 8 because it's probably going to be lower. But if it was some unreal deal, I'd take a 9 too. But just like I had 2 PB 2000s in my little room. I didn't need that. I get it. Just know what you're paying for. You don't need it, and you get a lot of that on social media and at CEDIA. It's like you get a lot of it because they're trying to upsell you on something that maybe you don't need. And it actually might be costly to the accuracy, Well,
yeah. Well, we had that conversation back in the home theater tours thing when I got my installer in to give me to start planning Cinema George. I said to them then, I want 4 Atmos speakers. I want them in the ceiling. That's what I want. Because I'd heard, 4 in the ceiling is what you should have. And they said to me then, no, you only need 2. You have 4. It's going to muddy the sound and it won't work. You won't have that dynamics. And they were right. It absolutely, I don't need 4 in there. And 2 sound great, and they will still pan around the ceiling and all the rest of it when working with the rest. So I think probably what we're saying is, maybe not trust the manufacturers. If you're going to get an installation done, hopefully trust the installer to be responsible enough to be honest with you about what you do and what you don't need, and what you're and to properly take your instructions. This is what I want, and then advise you as to whether that really is what you want or not. That's kind of what you're after, aren't you? And then CEDIA presumably is a good thing for that, because to be a member of CEDIA, you've got to be a fairly decent installer anyway, I would have thought. That's my understanding anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. But but that's what you want, isn't it? You want an installer to be honest. You want an installer to be honest wherever you're getting, whether it's plumbing or building or whatever it might be. You want honesty in your contractor. But I think in this particular sphere, where there is so much technical information, where there is a vast amount of stuff to try and get your head around, even as an enthusiast, there's still, again, you don't know what you don't know. You want an installer who can say, right, I've seen your space, I know what you're after, here is how we can achieve that in a sensible way. That's what you want, isn't it? And so no matter what the manufacturer says, it's all about what your installer and your contractor is prepared to deliver. And
it's get multiple opinions, listen to people. Like, you have your dealer, your installer, or whoever's trying to sell you on stuff, but get opinions that maybe are contrary to theirs, and ask why. Ask that a lot. Ask, why do I need this? Not just, because you want bright. Why? What does that do for me? What does, when you have your lights on, I'm not going to have my lights on. Or if I have my lights on, how much? And which is more important to you? You know, like my Sony projector, it wasn't very bright, but in a controlled environment matched with that screen, it gave me the most accurate image that I could possibly afford. And it was like, well, yeah, but it isn't going to be very good for football. Who cares? I put it in torch mode for football. I'm not looking for accuracy on that, right? And now Eric in the chat, I won't mention the names that he says, but I will put it up there. So if you're watching, obviously you see the chats anyways. But Eric says, DJ, you can go ahead and say the names, blank and blank, LOL. We all know already. They are always super bright trying to sell in the demo mode. Nope. Those were the two that were accurate. Out of the box, those were the two that were accurate. There were two other companies that were blowing out the high end, and it wasn't, so those were the two out of the box that were more accurate, I should say. Not accurate, but more accurate.
Just to pick up, so Late Night Talk says I can't give up my OLED. I mean, look, like, just so you know, we're not saying that this is purely to do with projectors. I mean, again, some OLEDs have got different brightness levels, and indeed, again, your QLEDs, your LCDs, your LED TVs, they've got them too. I mean, I'm a display guy. I've got a flat panel. I don't have a projector. I was offered a projector. Funny enough, talking about the installers, their plan was to install a projector. I did not want that because at that time it wasn't native 4K, and it just was not going to do what I wanted. So again, we talk about asking around. I asked a couple of journalists on Twitter who I didn't know at that time, but I knew they knew what they were on about, and took one of their recommendations, and glad that I did. So yeah, we're not just talking here about projectors only. We are talking displays, projectors, anything. You only want what you need and what's good, and if you're happy with it, ignore what we say. But if you want accuracy and you want information, then you've got to go to a source you can trust, or indeed sources. Right. And of course, those that aren't sponsored by anyone, which of course is us.
But even the sponsored people that are giving their opinions on stuff, it's like they'll give their opinion, and you need everybody, to be fair. You need all of, there are guys out there, we all know, they're friends of mine, and they're paid to do this. That's how they make their living. We need them too, and it just because they're paid to do it doesn't mean they're not doing a good job at giving you their opinion. All of them, you pick one that that I know, every single one of them, they turn down more stuff because they're like, I can't do you justice. They won't. So I've had those conversations. And getting back to like Late Night Talk with I can't give up my OLED. That's what's great about OLEDs. They aren't meant to be super bright. If you need brightness, you don't get an OLED. If you're going to put that into a well-lit room, they don't recommend an OLED because they're not going to be bright enough to compensate for the ambient light in the room. OLEDs, I looked at the idea for one in here because I wanted that black level. I wanted that deep black level, and I found a way to do it with the Bravia 5 because of the local dimming. It gave me the black levels that I needed for the black bars and stuff while still retaining the detail in the image. So I saved some money, but to be fair, the OLED is a better choice. Calibrated correctly, you don't need the super bright because you're going to be in a controlled environment, and you're going to dial that down. That's the OLEDs right now are probably the best and cheapest way for us. It's weird to say that about an OLED, cheapest way to get accuracy. But the problem is you can't get the size. You just don't have the size. And that demo that I did, we'll just move right into that one. Do I have any images of that? I kind of did here. So, nope, that's not it. That was the next night. No, I don't have any images from that, but go to the YouTube video, and that's the full demo that we did. The Christie, and that was absolutely amazing. That's the demo that we sat through on the YouTube video, the live show from CEDIA, and the black levels on that were absolutely amazing. I was like literally blown away. Remember last year when I saw the Sony version of the wall, and I was like, we're in trouble. I was so excited about it because it was insane. It was deep, deep black levels, and you could see like Chris Seymour's masking come down, and you can't see it with a camera. It's the difference in black level between the masking coming down the side and the actual black of the screen is, you could see it in the room. And I did a demo the next day. They had like a VIP thing where they explained everything, which was awesome. And that's where I learned a lot more about this stuff. And because each person, from the chairs all the way to the screen and the projector and the Mad VR and everything they were doing in there. And I was sitting actually in the front row for that one, and it was because I'm a little closer, you could see a little bit better. You could see the masking come down, but it is deep, deep black. But that's a 6-chip DLP. Okay. And I had said on the live show, I was like, I'm super excited because someday this will come to us, 10 years from now, we have this coming to us. And I'm hanging out, and that's why I had to grab this picture. So I'm standing, we're about ready to go into the JVC demo, and it was me, Travis, and Chris Deering. And I made the same comment, and Chris said, nope, it's not scalable. We'll never get that. We'll never get that because it's the 6-chip DLP. There's like a special cooling system. I mean, it's ridiculously complicated and expensive to be able to do that. I still kind of have a little bit of hope, but Chris explained it a lot better. And I was like, okay, maybe we won't get it, but it maybe, I can't imagine that someday that we don't come up with a way to get that deep black level and still retain the brightness. And that's what we had, in that room. It was just absolutely amazing. It was like OLED level black levels coming from a projector on a 180-inch screen, 15 feet wide. 180-inch screen. So awesome. It was absolutely awesome. So let's see. What else? Anything else? I see we have Shane Lee in the chat chatting away about weapons.
Still, and Shane says he thinks I've seen it. I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting for 4K disc. I know it hit Kaleidoscape today.
Yeah,
but no, I'm waiting for 4K disc. There is no way on earth I was going to go and see a movie like that in a packed auditorium with modern cinema audiences. This is a movie I want to see on my own, Cinema George.
So you haven't seen it yet either, huh?
I haven't. Not only have I not seen it, I haven't even seen a trailer to it. I know what the story is, but I am quite happy to wait. It needs to be seen the way I've seen a couple of very good movies this week. One in particular that I am so glad I did not see in a theater, other than my own. So yeah, for me, horror, I know I keep saying it. For me, horror is much better at home. I engage with it more, especially elevated horror, which I think Weapons is supposed to be.
Okay.
At home, not in an audience with phones going off and idiots talking, even if sometimes that idiot is me. So yeah, at home, much better.
I'll have to take it in. I'll have to take that one. Everybody's talking about it, and I got
yeah. Dom's in love with this film.
Yeah.
So
So
but it's apparently very good.
All right. Yeah, I'll try it out. I'll see. I still haven't. I wanted to see Nobody 2, but I didn't get home in time today to see it. So I ended up doing reliving some scenes that I'll talk about. A couple of my favorite scenes from CEDIA. But yeah. Any other questions, comments from CEDIA?
No. I mean, like I said, I think those that may not have caught the live show ought to go and do this and have a go with it. Because there was some fun stuff in there. We did, and in fairness, Deej, as our intrepid reporter, you did pretty much cover the entire show floor. And so there was some good stuff. And as I say, you getting stuck in the demo room because you're too polite to say, get out of my way.
Well, no. was and I thank Chris for letting me stay in. And he's like, why not? I was like, I don't know, copyright and stuff and everything going. And he's like, oh yeah, did you get in trouble? I'm like, not yet. But it's like by the next day I told him, but we got shut down in some countries.
Yeah, not in the UK.
Not in the United States. I don't know where, but some countries they're not allowing it through. But That's okay. That's more reason why you got to watch the live show. You never know where we're going to get banned. Look at us.
we know we've arrived when we're getting cancelled.
Yeah, we've been canceled. So, but yeah, that was the fun part of it, and it was fun sitting there. I hope you guys have fun. I didn't realize the audio was that bad. I'm like, but
no,
and we did have. Did you see the one comment in the chat about?
Yeah, about
you do know what a Steadicam is? I was like, yep. It's like, I am not a professional, and I'm not going to try to pretend to be. It was like, I was talking to Travis afterwards. I was like, he goes, I actually have one if you wanted to use. I'm like, no, because I get into that, and then I'm going to be trying to be too perfect, and you lose all of that other stuff. Oh, hey, what's up, Mike? How you doing, buddy?
Hey.
So
he's not calling me Mr. Steve this time, or George.
Oh yeah, Mr. Steve. Yeah. But yeah, I was like, no, this is who we are. We're just literally, I'm an enthusiast, just like everybody else that gets to go, and that's all I wanted to be. Yeah, exactly. Shake, Steadicam. It was like Blair Witch, right? Only we're at CEDIA.
Yes. Yeah, great. Very cool. Found footage from CEDIA.
Yeah. You're lucky I didn't bring a camcorder and just tape it and then throw it up on YouTube. Oh God.
Yeah. No, it was great. It was very cool. It was a lot of fun, and it was good fun seeing these people as well, just bumping into them, saying hello, and we saw Nick from SVS and Todd, chatting away. And
I think that was the most I talked to Todd, other than texts all week. That's the most I saw Todd, other than going, hey, there he goes. He is super busy, and then, I got busy, which was fun. I was telling you about last week. I was like, wow, this was fun.
It was great.
It was a blast.
Right.
So,
okay.
All right. What do you got? What do you want to hit first? Listen, I've been talking too much. I'm going to let you talk. I'm going to go get a drink of water. Maybe
this is the
take
problem.
a bathroom break. Let you take over.
Yeah. Oh man, I've got two that I could do an entire show on, but I've got some others that we could do kind of quick. I really don't know what I want to start with. Okay, let's start with, because if you do need a break, let's begin with the one. I think it's at the bottom of the thing there, right at the bottom, seconded from the right. SD. That's it. Let's jump in. Let's jump right in.
You're funny. If I do need a break, I don't really need a break.
No, I'm only kidding. If we see you under the desk again, we'll know something's gone wrong.
Oh yeah, that way.
Just see this hand coming up, working the buttons.
Oh God.
All right. So I'm going to just jump straight in with one of the, in my view, one of two must-see movies this week, and two movies that I saw for the first time this week. This is 2023's Strange Darling on 4K UHD and in DTS HD Master Audio 5.1. Deej, have you ever heard of this?
No,
and I get that. I had heard of it, not seen it, even though it's 2023. The title kind of put me off, and I thought it's a bit weird. It isn't going to really do it for me, and I stayed away from it. I have Jordan to thank for putting this back on my radar and suggesting that I sort of take another look at this, and I did. And I looked on IMDb. It's very high scored on there, and I thought, you know what, it's come out in 4K. I'll pick this up, and I got it very cheaply. Now, this is a movie that is almost impossible to talk about, because
all right, thank you very much. We'll move on to the next one.
I know, well, quite. This is the thing.
This is an audio only podcast, Steve, on Fridays, so we're gonna have to do our best. Okay.
Yeah, I will.
Please talk. Can't believe I just said that to Steve George.
Yeah. You need to talk more. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Not many people say that to me.
Yeah.
Because they don't get a word in. So any discussion of the film is almost then a spoiler. And I do not want to spoil this movie for anyone who hasn't seen it. All I will say is see it. Now, it is a horror thriller. It plays with certain assumptions that you might make about certain characters and genres. It is riveting. It's only 90 minutes long. It's only short, but it is a guarantee. I mean, we talk, Deej, don't we, about movies that as soon as you finish it, you want to talk about it with someone.
Yeah.
This is one of those movies where as soon as you come out, you'll want to find other people that have seen it and go, let me talk.
Yeah.
Because it's awesome. And it was, as I say, blind buy, and I was riveted from second one right to the end. It is awesome. Now, so film, see it. Shane, hopefully still listening, see it. Okay, this is one you're going to want to talk about. Now, so movie, awesome. Very unusual, very unique, well worth seeing, must see. Now, home theater. Now, when this movie begins, Deej, which is something I haven't seen before, you get a black title card, black screen, white lettering that says filmed entirely in 35 millimeter.
Oh, wow.
2023
I thought they were going to say in Spain.
Steve, good news.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it says filmed entirely in 35 millimeter. Now, I thought, okay, I know what that means. It's going to be grainy as hell. You know, this is going to look like a 70s movie. That's what it's going to be like. And initially, that is kind of how it looks. But that is not, in fact, its reason to be in 35 millimeter. What its reason is for detail levels and colors. Because the colors you'll see on the screen there, those that are watching on YouTube, give an intimation as to how incredibly colorful this movie is, and at times how incredibly detailed it is. It video-wise is a 4K disc. I don't think you should see this in any other format other than 4K HDR, because it has clearly been designed to be seen with almost eye-searing color. The color red, for various reasons, is very well represented in this movie, and is something that just looks fantastic. And there is kind of woodland scenery. There is kind of 70s aesthetic kind of motels and hotels, and all that leaps off the screen. It looks stunning for a movie shot in this way. Honestly, it's excellent. The sound is very, very good indeed. Now, it's upmixed in NeuralX, so of course that's really what I'm reviewing. But there's music that's been written specifically for the film, and when I say music, I mean songs as well as obviously score, and that floats in this big, wide soundstage. It floats around the room exactly as clearly was intended. You know, the director of this is someone who's obviously a super fan in terms of how it's going to look and sound. I thought it was exceptional, and one of my favorite cinematic experiences of this year. I certainly home cinema. It's awesome. I mean, it just needs to be seen. And again, Todd, if you're listening and you listen to this, again, same thing. People that have got an interest in horror thrillers, but something that's a bit different, perhaps. This is absolutely something that needs to be seen. Is it on Kaleidoscape Deej? Can you see? Have you had a chance to have a look?
Oh yeah. Yes, it is.
Okay.
I already bought it. I was waiting on the end for you, but yeah.
Yeah, oh no, you're okay. You're going to have to keep the girls out, whatever you do. All right, do not let them wander in. Okay.
Yeah. But it's 4K, same version, 4K HDR.
DTS HD, or is it
DTS?
Atmos,
DTS HD.
I don't think there is an Atmos track, in fact. Yeah. So, I mean, once you get your other seat in there, it would be worth you watching it with Jen. Because, again, you'll have a long, long conversation afterwards about, well, everything, really, from the very beginning to the very end. This whole thing plays out in a way that challenges preconceived ideas. Honestly, it's fascinating. It really, really is. So I can't recommend this enough. The more I say it, the more I'm in. I genuinely, this shocked me in the right way, exactly as it should. It's great. So yeah, and anyone in the chat that hasn't seen it, and it looks like everybody has, which is good news.
Oh, really?
Nice. Loads of CEDIA, but anyone that hasn't seen it, see it, and then let me know what you think about it, and then prepare to tell everybody you meet to see it, because they will all want to do it too. I'm disappointed in myself that this passed me by, but I'm very glad that I found it now.
Nice. Yeah, I'm all about challenging preconceived ideas. So
This would be more. There's more to unlock in this than the Invisible Man. Put it that way. All right,
really?
That's what I would say to you. Yeah. You see this, you're going to be like, oh my god, and you'll almost. Again, I'm not talking about the story. I'm not going to spoil any aspect of it, but you will almost. I think most people anyway will be slightly ashamed of yourself because of these preconceived notions. You'll just have your own idea. I know what this is. And then realize that it's not. It's very much not. It's just like I said, I don't want to say anything more about it. I do not want to spoil this. I just want people to see it and then talk endlessly about it.
Oh, wow. All right. That sounds fun.
It's great. So what was everyone else just saying? So Paul Hurt says, painfully overlooked. Yeah, I would agree. And he says, I'd have put it on your radar, but I think you've muted me. I haven't, Paul. I can assure you of that.
Yeah.
And then Jordan says, love Strange Darling. I'm so happy it got a physical 4K release. Only person at the screening I saw. Yeah, well, I wasn't there. I didn't know about it. And then Dom says, sold. Well, Dom, I mentioned to Dom earlier in DM that there was some movies coming that he really needed to see. So very, very good indeed. And then ePilot says not seen it, but we'll get it. Yeah, do so, ePilot, and let me know what you think about it. Prepare, as I like to say, for awesomeness.
Yeah. That's what Don was saying. That CEDIA is like, you guys cost me so much money. It's like, no. But it's like the stuff that shows off your stuff. So that's what's fun. So,
but it's cool when you get something that challenges you and is a good home theater experience.
Absolutely.
Mutually exclusive. And it's just it's so good. So anyway, there we go. Quite good. Worth seeing.
Awesome. There we go. Coming out strong.
I'm sure I got that in.
Yeah. So let's see. What do we wait? Why don't you do another one, and then I'll get into
you take
one
your
of
pick then with the next one. I'll save the next big one till towards the end. Then so we can have some stuff in the middle. Steve Hat says ka-ching. Good man, Steve. Let me know what you think.
Ka-ching. There we go. I can hit him with that one.
I think Jordan tuned out on me. Said it was worth mentioning was shot entirely on 35mm film. Yeah, Jordan, it says that at the beginning, buddy.
Yeah. That's how you opened with that.
There we go. Never mind.
All right, let's see. You can do. You want to do these two together?
Yeah, we could do. Yeah, exactly.
Let's have some fun.
They're a twofer pack as well.
Twofer. Do you want to lead with this one?
Yeah, might as well. It's chronologically appropriate.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
All right. Okay. So changing gears a little bit from Strange Darling.
Just a little bit.
Kind of, one extreme to the other.
Cleanse the palate.
Bit of Lilo and Stitch. Yeah. So this was a 2-pack that was released in the UK. Disney giving us value for money. I mean, how cool is that?
I think so.
Yeah, I know. Well, quite. I'm sure it's not going to last. Because in the US, they released this. So this was the original 2002 Lilo and Stitch animated movie. And they released this a while ago in the US. And then when the new one came out, the 2025 version, they then released it separately. But in the UK, having made us wait for the animated version, they released them both in a 2-pack for $39.99, I think it was. So, £20 each, which is a saving of £10 if we bought them separately. So both in the same pack, both 4K, UHD, HDR, and in Dolby Atmos. So both the same. So I watched them both in 2 nights. And as I said, when I reviewed the new Lilo and Stitch back in the day, I absolutely love the first movie, and I really like the second one, but I love the first one. It's right up my alley. It's Polynesian. It feels to me like where I come from, back in New Zealand. And I love the movie, and I always have. I love how anarchic it is. I love how really quite dark it is as well, in a story sense. And I had a blast revisiting the animated one, and straight after the next night the live action one. They're both great fun. They're well worth picking up, and they're great. Neither of them has an mouse track, which is very good. So video wise, awesome. Both look great. I mean, the animated one, that was one of those ones where they were using watercolor backgrounds and sort of hand-drawn animation. And I've had 4K discs of those and Blu-rays of that kind of animation before that didn't look that great, where you could see movement in the cells, because of course it's hand-drawn animation, so you could see movement. And I found that distracting and wasn't always a big fan of it. But I thought the reissued version, the 4K of the animated one, looks great. And the live action one obviously will do. Both sound awesome. There's opening sequences and a big sort of cavernous kind of, it always reminds me of the Galactic Senate in The Phantom Menace. But there's sort of opening sequences in that feel like you're in this big hall, and there's reverb and echo and everything else. There is bass. It's not going to rearrange your room. Lucy need not worry. The
Yeah.
title is not going to be challenged by these, but it is decent. There's good surround, so looks great, sounds great. Both are very colourful and awesome movies. And so I love these films. And if you like them, this is the set to get. It's absolutely awesome. So yeah, very, very pleased with this, and well worth picking up for £40. I mean, you can't go wrong. Whether it's cheaper to get them separately in the States, I don't know. But it's really, really good. And frankly, it's something Disney ought to look at more often when they're doing their live action remakes with the anime.
Yeah.
They ought to release them at the same time, because then that's just a good thing to do. So yeah, very, very, very good. So well recommended.
Cool. All right. Let's see.
Also, Jordan just says, sorry, just while you're doing that, Jordan just says, I've seen people very annoyed the 4K release of Lilo and Stitch in the UK is only the 2-pack set. Not if you ain't got the other one, it's not.
Yeah.
And Paul says, by the way, folk of the UK, Strange Darling is available in Zavvi's 2 for £30 for a little longer. Wow. £15 for a movie of that quality is a steal. So that might be worth looking at. We're not sponsored by Zavvi.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. No way. All right. Let me see what I can do here. I'm going to try something here for this next one.
Just don't end the show. Just don't end the show.
Don't end the show. Don't end the show. Don't end the show. Just keep saying that over
Just
and
keep
over.
swimming. Just keep
Just
swimming.
keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Where's the image? Don't end the show, Deej. All right.
While you're doing that, so Dom says Amazon's got the same deal. All right, nice. Okay, well, there we go. That's a bit better for our further afield viewers and listeners.
Yeah. Let's see. What do we got here? So, can I do that here? Watch this. All right. So, so this was a demo scene that there we go. Boom. And there we go. And yeah, this was a demo scene. So I'm going to pull up the image here. Talking about Sinners for the people, audio only. So this was a scene, the only one doing this scene. And I honestly, I can't believe they were the only ones doing it. But a lot of people were showing off projectors as well as the sound too. So, but this one here is just pure sound. If you've seen the movie Sinners, Michael B. Jordan, and just came out this year. It's up for, with us, at least it's in the running for Home Theater Experience of the Year. Well, the scene that if you're watching this movie and you're like, Home Theater Experience of the Year, why we haven't gotten there. Oh, there it is. Gotcha. Yeah. And this is pretty much the scene that does it. And I'm going to try and see if it plays. There we go. Look at that. But I had better grab my phone because it's going to get loud. There it goes. Whoop, drop the audio. So that's the scene playing behind me right there. And it is absolutely, it's the scene, if you're on Kaleidoscape and you pick the scene, it's called Preacher Boy in the Blues, 5 minutes, 48 seconds long. But in this scene here, it's just the music, the way it moves around the room, up and over. Instruments are literally moving around you, around the room. The clarity, the discrete audio you're getting at different points, because the camera will stop its spin around the room, and then you'll hear people literally talking, singing off to the back of the room. I'm pointing out the back of the room because that's what I'm looking at right now. It was right, Steve. You saw this, and when you saw this scene play out, you were like, "What the hell?" All right, this is what Deej was talking about, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and we talked about how the pacing of the movie leads into it and everything as well. Well, we did this. They did this. Larry played this scene with they don't have a top on their demo booth. There's you're looking right up into the top of the convention center. They just have their walls. They have 4, their elevation speakers are literally on 2x4s that are leaning against the wall. So now they're placed. They have their new Revolution speaker bookshelves in the rear, and then they had the front, and front stage was all the new evolutions, and the sub, right? Absolutely pounded the room, and the pans around the room up and over were crazy. So I'm like, I got to go home and try this in my 5.1 system before I end up getting my Atmos here. And I got to tell you, even in the 5.1 system, it panned the discreteness. It was like, it's an awesome demo scene. So much fun. If you aren't using this, there's no reason not to, as a demo scene, to show off your room. It was incredible. And it comes at, I want to say it's like almost like the 1 hour mark of the movie too, right?
It's about halfway. Yeah, almost exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like right at the beginning. I didn't get a chance to get the stamp on it, but it is absolutely crazy demo scene. And that, like I said, it's the discreteness. The bass is awesome. The music is awesome, but the discrete vocals that you get moving around the room, then the discrete music, the guitar moving around, the different guitars too, different aged guitars moving around the room. It's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So I watched that one today as something, and I was like, okay, gotta try that again. Okay, gotta try that one again. It's like, there we go. So so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah,
so.
he did. I mean, it is, and I think it's and in fact, I know it is because Ryan Coogler has said as much. It's the scene that defines the movie. It's that scene is where everything builds towards and then builds away from. That is clearly the focal point of the movie, and nothing's the same after that. Yeah.
If you're watching behind me, you could see the camera moving, and it's like a steady cam, if you will. Yeah. And like as they come into a room, the sound that they're looking at goes to the front stage, but as they turn the camera, that sound actually moves. And it's like if people are talking when they go, it's awesome. Absolutely awesome. So, and cool. In that makeshift room with no roof on it, you couldn't hear the convention. You couldn't hear anything else once that scene started playing. And it was dead on accurate. Obviously with this scene here, you're not worried about it having a low noise floor so that you can hear every detail because it's so, loud and dynamic anyway. So, but so that was, that's Sinners. So,
yeah. Let me just reply to Dom a second. So Dom says, Don't Breathe 2 4K and Strange Darling 4K, Steve. Don't recall what you thought of Don't Breathe 2. I like the first one. As Jordan says, I think it is, I've had that disc for a number of years since before I was on the show. Don't Breathe 2 is good. I did enjoy it more than I thought I would. I think I agree with Jordan. The Terminator 2ing of it, i.e. the bad guy in the first one is the good guy in the second one, is slightly problematic given what he did at the end of the first film, or at least what he was intending to do. That's Stephen Lang's character. But it's a Sony disc from what I can recall, Dom. So looks great, sounds great from recollection. So you if you're going to pick that up in Strange Darling for £15 each, you cannot go wrong with that. So there we go.
Nice. All right. What would you like to hit next?
Alrighty, should we do the Patrick Swayze one? Because we can both talk about that.
Oh yeah.
Terrible image. Oh, God, it's awful image.
Oh jeez. Listen to you. Listen to you, perfectionist.
Okay, so apologies. World's worst image. Sorry, guys. Moving menus. And sometimes with moving menus, it'll pause just for a second so I can get a half decent photo. This one did not. So those who are watching will know. Those who are listening will not. This is Point Break in 4K UHD and DTS HD Master Audio 5.1. Upmixed to NeuralX. Okay, so I watched this about 2-3 weeks ago. I know it's been out a while. I picked this up cheaply with a number of other discs, and I thought, I'll get it. So I appreciate it's been out quite a long time. Now I know you've seen it, DJ. I know you've seen it recently.
Yeah, it just came on Kaleidoscape and Dolby Vision. So we just got that, and I was like, all right.
So in terms of I did that, Paul. I did take more than one photo. This was the best of all of them. I know, awful. So apologies. Point Break. I mean, it's a great movie. Obviously, Catherine Bigelow's, Keanu Reeves, Gary Busey, Patrick Swayze, the whole shebang. Great film. I've never been the biggest fan of it. I really like it, but I don't love it. It's not my favorite Swayze movie. I still think that's got to be Roadhouse for me. I think that's that, and just the archetypal Patrick Swayze movie for me. But
Dirty Dancing.
I'm a male. I can't say Dirty Dancing. Questions will be raised.
Yeah. Oh, those questions have been raised and answered.
Well, there you go. Exactly.
I mean, come on. Oh God.
So yeah, Dirty Dancing's very good. Ghost is very good as well. But for me, it's Roadhouse. But anyway, but I do really like this, and it's fun for all its cheese and ridiculousness. It is still fun. And I did enjoy watching it again. And I think this is the best I've seen it, the most I've enjoyed it of all the times I've seen it, which is a lot. So I did enjoy the film again. It is just stupid and silly. I did like the fact, by the way, and I think, bear in mind, I've seen this film a number of times. This is the first time I caught the line about Patrick's Roadhouse. Have you picked that line up on this? Keanu Reeves says, we were over at Patrick's Roadhouse.
No.
Right? Which everyone has assumed means is an in-joke. Yeah, that's what they're talking about. But in fact, apparently, and I looked this up on IMDb, so it must be true, on Pacific Highway 101, which is where they're going up and down, there was famously a surfer hangout called Patrick's Roadhouse.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Now, bear in mind, this was shot after that, but still, So there we go. Yeah. But Keanu Reeves says, I went to Patrick's Roadhouse. And when I heard that, I thought,
oh my God.
Yeah. So there we go. So it's not an in-joke. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, thought it was fine. Looks really good. I don't think it's an Arrow release looking at that, but it's a particular labels release. And I think it's showing its age. I mean, the movie, of course, was shot in a very particular way, and I think it is rather showing its age a bit. And the audio as well, it's super, super 90s. This is 1990, and it's like it's kind of some of the worst and the best of the 80s and 90s. It's kind of the gunshots just are not accurate at all. The cars don't sound like they would. It's a very how would you say it? Dated. Yeah, I think that's fair. It's of its time. Absolutely. And nothing they can do with it, and nothing that DTS could do with it, nothing that NeuralX could do to it is going to fix that. It is very of its time. And I think, so there's some charm in that, but it's not very sort of great for home theater as such. So fun film, decent presentation, very good audio, but you're not going to go digging this out to demo it for anybody when you've got all the other movies we keep talking about. But it was fun. Now you enjoyed it as well, didn't you, when you watched it not that long ago?
Yeah. I thought it was, as far as movies with Dolby Vision and all of that, I thought it was nice. I wasn't like blown away. It's best it's ever looked. Same with the audio. I was like, okay. It opens with the waves crashing and stuff.
Yeah,
but
you get a pan as it does it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you're not talking like Invisible Man bass or anything like that for the waves crashing. No, there's nothing like that. But it is really more about like iconic 80s, the music, the entire thing. And the people are saying in the chat, like, it's silly, but I love it, right? And it's like, one of the things that stood out to me watching it was, this is like basically it's what Fast and Furious was based on. It's the same movie. It's like, instead of they're like, all right, we should have said when Fast and Furious came out, this is Point Break with cars, right? Like, we're going to have you go undercover. And the only difference was that I thought was funny. I think you and I talked about this when I watched it. It was like, at least in Fast and Furious, Paul Walker's character was like, he could drive, right? He was a driver. He was a very good driver. And then he infiltrated, the driving gangs or whatever. This one here, I thought was comical and be like, all right, we're going to have you're going to infiltrate the surfer community. I don't know how to surf. That's okay. No, it's not. It's like, you don't just pick up surfing in like a week. You just be like, okay, I'm just going to go kill myself out there with those big waves and get your respect. Yeah. Okay. That's by the way, I'm going to steal your girlfriend while I'm doing it. It's like, There you go. What's next? You're gonna make a time travel movie where you go back and your mom hits on you? You're gonna make that one too? Oh God.
Yeah, no. Well, that story's been done a number of times. I mean, Point Break wasn't the first to do that story. I mean, there's No Way Out or something. There's one from the early '80s that does the same thing. Again, it's
No Way Out with
not No Way Out. It's not. No,
Kevin Costner, not that one.
No. It's got
that's an awesome movie.
It's Andrew Oh God, the Rat Pack guy from he was in Mannequin. Andrew McCarthy.
Yeah,
he's in it, and then I think who's the guy that played? It was the voice of Ultron. James Spader. He's in it as well. This is from the early 80s, I don't know what it's called, and it's the same thing again.
Yeah.
Story. Cop goes undercover into local gang and infiltrates them, and falls in with them and doesn't know which is the right way out. It's a tale as old as time.
Yeah,
that's a different film. So
Jordan's right there. He's like, the skydiving scenes look incredible. They do. The colors, the everything, and it actually sounds really good too. In this, I will say that I thought it sounded like the room did come alive with the wind and all around your room. I thought that was pretty cool for a movie from that time. So
IMDb talks about Swayze, of course, did the skydiving scenes, and he did something like about 53 skydives for this, to the point where apparently the producers and the insurance company were like, no more, that's it, done, we've got what we need, you're not doing any more. And apparently he snuck off at weekends and just did more anyway. It is cool to see him doing it. I mean, he would have been then the proto Tom Cruise, I suppose, the Mission Impossible kind of, I'm doing all this stuff for real, here I am. So it is. It's a fun movie of its time, but I don't even think it's Catherine Bigelow's best movie. She's done better. Hurt Locker and
I was just gonna say Hurt Locker.
A
little bit better, a little bit more.
Zero Dark 30, I would say, is better than this in terms of as a film. Also an awesome disc, by the way. I don't think I've ever reviewed it on the show, but the 4K disc of that is great. You want a movie that separates the men from the boys with black levels? The whole end sequence of that is invisible if you haven't got it set right.
It's exactly. That's it. What was it? 13? What was the 13? That was a demo I saw this past weekend. The Benghazi, the 13
hours. That super 13
soldiers or something like that. Whatever.
Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. 13
something like that. That was a crazy demo scene we saw.
Great film.
All right.
13 hours. 13 hours. The
13 hours.
Benghazi, there it is.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Comes up at the top of my movies app.
All right. Let's see. Let's do I gotta do this scene next. I actually took some images of this one, but it's really about the audio in this room.
Dom's just correcting us, and he is right. 13 hours is Michael Bay, in fairness. Not Catherine Bigelow.
No, I was just saying. I was just mentioning sound and black levels and stuff. I saw that. I wasn't saying that, but
no, that's it. I'm thinking we're ignoring him if he's trying to correct us.
All right. So this is another one I saw this past weekend, and I want to talk about this. Really, I mean this. All right, here we go. So we're talking about Star is Born, and it'll be playing in the background, I do believe.
Just make sure, Deej, that you go into this in proper detail, not too shallow, okay?
Not too shallow. Yeah, not too shallow. Just the right. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Just gonna dive right in here. So get right to it. This, everybody knows this scene, and it's been used quite a bit as a demo scene. And I just want to say, like, when I came, this was one of the rooms that I wasn't crazy about the projector. The colors were good, but this was one of those rooms that I wasn't crazy about the projector. And I came home and I wanted to see what it looked like here. And I did take some images of it, and I'll show those in a second. But this was the room with the next level acoustics speakers. And this was, I got another demo that I'm going to talk about next afterwards, but it's actually, I'll do a twofer for this, because I know we want to end on the other one, that your last one, but this one here, it's the sound, like Lady Gaga sounds absolutely amazing. The the clarity that you got in this room, the sound of the crowd around you with these next level acoustics speakers. And they only had 4 subs in this room, 4 cornered subs.
Only 4.
Only 4. Well, to be fair, you're down the hall from, like, not down the hall, but a few ways down, they've got like 16. And that was the infrasonic room with the infrasonics, and they've got everything going there. This room here with I told you guys, the next level, in the live show, I go, it's a drop off, no doubt. But the detail that you got out of this song, out of Shallow, with when he opens it, you actually don't hear him. They cut it where you don't hear the first part where he's singing. They come right in on this clip with her. But then when he's singing later and he comes in, the clarity, and like I said, the crowd around you was awesome. But this is a great demo scene for the picture too, because as I showed you before, it's like there's some black levels here where, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. The detail in these scenes here that I'm showing on the screen, you can't see the trees in the background if you don't have this calibrated appropriately. And then the color that they get on Lady Gaga when she's on the screen, and then this last one here, look at all the detail that I got just with my iPhone on my screen here of the crowd that they're looking out at. And it is a very, very good scene to listen to, but it's a great, great scene for HDR as well. So yeah, really, really enjoyed that. But let me pull this one down, and I will stop that. And then, there we go. And then I will bring up, where did it go? There we go. All right, I'll start the song behind me. There we go. That should play. And that should start behind me. And there we go. So this one here this is the one that they ended with the next level acoustics. And here we go. Scene from The Greatest Showman. It's the song, This Is Me. And the drums in this song, the beat to this, which is like literally the heartbeat of the song. It's insane. And it's just like boom, boom. And that's why I was saying before, the way that just 4 subs in there and just hitting you, pounding you in the chest as this song goes on and on. And I walked out of there and I was like, I had just been in the other theater with the, infrasonics, and you come to this. So I'm being able to go back and forth. It was awesome. And again, the clarity of this song, the detail in all of the music and everybody singing. And then that scene, for me, when you're looking at, what's that? CEDIA? Is that how you say it?
CEDIA.
Yeah. When she looks up in this scene, and that's what I just put the image up there. It's awesome. And I want to say there's like a bass drop here too. It's like when she looks up at, what's his name? It's just awesome. And the detail and everything that you saw when I looked at it back here, that's why I had to grab this picture. It was awesome. It's amazing. Another great demo scene, picture and sound. But like I said, the bass in this, if you have a Kaleidoscope, you can just pick them. They don't do scenes on there. It's literally the songs. It's like a CD. You just go on and you pick your songs instead of scenes. So you can pick that. But if you have the disc, go to this scene and check it out. And if you have a good, well-tuned system for bass, and it punches you in the chest. And it was so well done with the next level acoustic speakers. That thing stole the show. Those speakers stole that theater's. There was some expensive stuff in that theater, and they were awesome. They were awesome.
Yeah,
so.
It's an awesome film. The whole film's a demo, audio and video, right from the beginning. You get that, when you get that sort of as it starts, and then you get that sort of punch, then, and then you get you just
stomping
voice,
the floor.
Yeah. And it goes again, and you get that lovely shot of him silhouetted against the light coming through as well. Yeah, nice. Such a good film. I really like The Greatest Showman. It's quite funny. I was listening to that earlier on.
Yeah, that was one of the scenes we were talking about too, the opening to the movie, because we were talking about how like you're running a Trinov and there's a delay, and it's the nature of the beast, really. It's the HDMI handshake, and and everybody's like, yeah, but you know what? How often? And we all said this, like, how often does that really? It matters when you're doing demos in rooms, and if you're in a room with a trim off, and that's the infrasonic room had the trim off and the wave forming and everything, and it's amazing. But when you're doing demos, there is a long handshake, and it stinks. To be honest, I mean, it stinks. But most people aren't doing demos. Most people are pushing play and watching the movie. Well, how often do you really care about the credits at the beginning? And every single one of us like, Greatest Showman? Like, yep. And that's why, like, once the picture and sound come together on your screen, chapter back, start it over, and you're good to go. And it's like, because we all, like, I had a very short handshake. JVC's had a little bit longer. But yeah, if you're running a trim off, it got even worse. So, but yeah. So, yeah.
It's a great movie.
Great. Yeah.
Both of them
demo scenes.
I mean, the A Star Is Born. I mean, I've only seen it once, but it was in Cinema George, and I love how the sound floats on the stage. So again, when it's on stage and the camera's moving, the audio is what is different to when it then floats out into the audience, and you can hear them all behind you. And it's great. I really do need to rewatch that again. I love that film. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Again, you talk about a well-worn story. But very enjoyably told.
They should make that movie again.
They should, yes, yeah. Who should we have under this time?
The Star Is Born again. Born again.
Or some more.
There we go. So, all right. Let's see. Well, now we're gonna be able to wrap up, Steve.
Yeah. This will take a good 12 minutes.
All right. Let me see. What do you got? Well, let me
give me the one.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Oh,
here we go. Show title coming up.
Oh, hell yeah. Right. Okay. So this is Dangerous Animals, which is a movie from earlier this year, which I did not see in theaters, and I watched in Cinema George last night. Another 90-minuter. Always good news, always welcome when you want to watch it in one sitting and it's on an evening after a long day at work. This is on 4K UHD and DTS HD Master Audio 5.1. No Atmos on this, but upmixed to NeuralX. And boy, oh boy, does NeuralX get a workout on this, which I'll come back to. So, have you heard of this movie, Deej?
Nope.
Okay,
Can't say I have.
No, which is fair enough. I think it's a movie that only horror fans would have been sort of had on their radar a little bit. Okay, well, let me whet your appetite, quite literally in this case. So this is a film, a shark serial killer movie, Deej.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So we have
I have heard of it, but I wouldn't have recognized it from that image, but now I'm seeing it on Kaleidoscape,
Yeah,
and on Kaleidoscape, it's only in 4K and SDR.
Okay, well,
SDR.
Get the disc.
With DTS HD Master Audio 5.1.
Yeah, it needs HDR as a feature of this for reasons I'll explain.
Okay.
So in terms of the movie, unusual premise, but great fun. So we have Jai Courtney. He is a kind of someone who takes out tourists on a boat out to swim with sharks. Okay, and this is in the trailer. None of this is going to be any kind of spoiler. He takes people out to let them swim with sharks in shark cages, but he is not who he appears to be. He is a naughty boy, and let's just say some of the tourists that go out don't always come back. And so what happens is this is a very taut, kind of silly, but absolutely awesome sort of B movie, or I suppose it is a C movie, as it were. Anyway, sorry, that did just occur to me, and I apologize. It's getting late.
Swimming,
just keep swimming. Yeah, well, this is the thing, Deej. You might, as someone that likes open water swimming,
yeah,
you might want to think twice before seeing this. So it's 90 minutes. It's lean and mean. It's a proper non-stop movie that I loved it. Jai Courtney, it's set in Australia, it's on the Gold Coast. Jai Courtney using his real accent, and it's just all kinds of fun. This is a movie that, you won't be talking about it so much afterwards as laughing about it in the right way, in a nervous kind of way, like, what would you do? I thought it was all kinds of fun and really enjoyed it. And I will watch this again and again and again. It's up there for me in terms of this kind of movie with Clown in a Cornfield, which I really liked as well. So it's up there. And Death of a Unicorn, probably, although they're quite slightly different movies, but in terms of kind of fun horror movies, this is up there with any of those. Really enjoyed the film. Now, I am very pleased to say the video is excellent. This has clearly been shot digitally at a high bit rate. You've got a lot of detail in the image. It's 235, so the water. The Gold Coast is a beautiful part of the world anyway. But the blue of the sky, the turquoise water, the ship that he's got, the boat that he's got, it's a very old one. So you've got flaking bits of rust coming off it. And when the blood starts to flow, and it does, in fact, there's some clues to that on the image there. Then it all looks suitably icky and gross and all the rest, as it is supposed to. And it is detailed as hell. Jai Courtney is supposed to be this kind of big lunk, but he's ripped. He's a big, really big in this. But he's got a beard and it's all scraggly, and you can see every little detail in that and in his eyes and all this. So it's very detailed. Again, you need to see the HDR version, because there's some nighttime stuff in this. There are stuff with flares going up, not the fashion statement, talking about, emergency flares going up. And of course, that looks great against the dark sky and pops really well. So I'm surprised it's not in HDR. But hopefully, that'll be fixed at some point fairly soon. Now, the really special thing about this is its audio. Now, I can only talk about how it sounded in my room, upmixed to NeuralX with my setup. But I thought that this is one of the most enjoyable NeuralX upmixes I think I've ever heard.
Ever?
In terms of NeuralX upmixes, yeah. So not us, not DTSX, no one write in. All right. But now, in terms of the NeuralX upmix, it's bonkers.
All right. All right. You do realize all like Christopher Nolan movies were upmixing.
Yeah. Well, just let me explain what I mean.
Nolan, people will be like, you listen to those, and it's like that's what we use as a baseline for not needing object based.
Yeah,
you don't need it. You really don't. And it's like, we do upmix so that we can utilize the room that way. Ever? I'm not arguing with you. I'm like, I gotta say this now, but ever? Wow, that's like majorly high praise. That's crazy. I didn't think you were gonna say ever. I thought you were gonna say like this year or recently or whatever, but ever?
It's
oh my God,
crazy. And again, but I do say only in my room, because it did some stuff in this that I've not heard before or not experienced before in an upmixed NeuralX track. This is why I say it. So in terms of, bass is crazy at times on this, and it happens in surprising moments. So you've got there is a sort of a quick cut near the beginning where it cuts from a thing on land. Again, I'm not going to spoil it, but it cuts from a thing on land to the boat, the ship. And as it cuts, the camera then is in front of the bow of the ship. So it's low down on the water as the boat's coming towards the camera. And as it hits the wave, you get this thumping, really strong bass note that comes out of nowhere, and it just goes boom. And then when it hits the next wave, it goes boom again. And it was almost to the point where I felt like turning it down. If there's an opposite to Atmouse, it's this. Okay. So Atmouse at one end, and this is just loud. Wow. but in a really cool way. So we get that first. So there's bass on this, and jump scares, by the way, which never normally catch me out, but there was one in this that comes out of nowhere, and I literally jumped, which is so rare for me, you wouldn't believe it. But I was like, oh my God. And you get that massive bass boom as well. So that was cool. Also, there is I mean, you get some idea from that, but there are some sequences of a crane, right? Literally, like on the back of a ship. That if you've seen the Discovery Channel thing of those deep sea fishermen, they've got those big crane things that lift the crates out of the water.
Yeah.
And there's a sequence in this where there is someone on the crane, and it goes up, and it goes over the top of the screen, and you could hear the person crying in the far left speaker with the crane up and over. So it literally feels like you are on this boat, and you can hear this person crying and screaming and everything in this corner. It's just, I was like, am I hearing this? Is this right?
That's the image that what you're talking about is like the poster that they're using on Kaleidoscape.
Sorry.
I'm
getting excited.
It's the same poster. I was like, hey, I know exactly what you're talking about. I can see it right here.
So you get that. You then get throughout most of the time. This is the other thing. So two other things I'd say about the audio. It's constantly active in the rear speakers. They don't stop. So when you're on the boat and you can hear this old boat engine going and going and going, you can hear this all the way through, the creaking, the groaning, the engine struggling, the metal under tension. You can hear all that. Listen to it howl and roar. Sorry, we won't go danger zone. And you can hear all this. So that's the other thing. And then also the music. Now the music is very important for this film. The characters discuss the songs that they're listening to. And that music, this is where it does something that I've not heard before. And again, this is why I say maybe it was my room, but I don't think it was. The audio, I talk a lot about music floating around the room, which I love when it does that. Right? But the audio seems to lift, the music, seems to lift off the screen and inhabit the center part of the room. It feels like you are right in the song as this thing is playing. I've not encountered like dialogue lifting off the screen before like that. It really feels like you're in the middle of this song. Now that sounds weird. It's kind of the best way I can explain it, but I've not encountered that before. And because the songs are so important, to put you in the middle of this music is something I haven't experienced in my cinema room. Not like that. I was blown away by it. The video is really good, but the audio is something new. And I thought it was great. I really, really did. All kinds of fun. There's only 90 minutes. This is the thing back in the day, buddy. You'd have done a 4-hour podcast on this.
Like Pacific Rim.
Quite. For a horror movie, it's kind of not what you expect. But it's really, really good. This was a blast in the theater room. And again, it's almost like every week I'm saying it now, but genuinely, this could be in my top 10. I mean, in terms of my surprises, this was awesome. And again, I did what I don't normally do. As soon as I finished, I put it up on Twitter. I was just like, oh my God, if you want something, see this. It's great. So awesome. So you really should see it, DJ. I want to know what you think of it and see whether you have the same experience. And anyone else that sees the disc as well, or the Kaleidoscope version, if it's on Kaleidoscope, as you say, then just let me know if it's the same. If you have the same experience that I did, I need to know whether it's my room or not. It really was great. I see Greg saying, sorry, my mouse has switched off.
What's Greg
saying, everyone? I love the enthusiasm of Steve somehow profiting. I wish I could. It's an Australian film. It's not a New Zealand film, Greg. So I won't profit from it.
Yeah.
So there's no national bias.
We got a long way to go before we profit.
Yeah, very true, very true. And then Greg says, how now on the Halloween watch list? Don't wait that long.
It's a few weeks.
A
few weeks before we get into it.
And can I say, Greg, bearing in mind when that is, and I know the familial position in which you find yourself, be careful how loud and who you watch it with.
There you go. He's got quite the
you
setup.
Don't want any early trips to the ER.
Yeah.
So,
God.
For that. You don't say you weren't warned.
Yeah, exactly. So
anyway, so good, so good. And
Shane,
if you're listening, watch it.
I have to track down the disc. Track down the disc. Cool.
Greg says understood.
All right. Oh, yeah. I know you've got a busy day tomorrow. You got to get out of here. The kitchen's right behind me on the other side of that wall, and dinner's been cooking for a while and it smells amazing. So
yeah.
looking forward to
Is it
that.
deep fried chicken bacon? That's what I want to know.
No, it's a it's actually Italian. So looking forward to like gravy, not sauce. It's called gravy. So gravy,
Italian
pasta,
gravy.
Yeah, they call it gravy. It's called gravy. Yeah, not sauce. Yeah, it's called gravy. Yeah, we have the gravy. We have pasta and then meatballs and sausages. Yep. So yes, it's Rachel saying in the chat, sounds yummy, DJ. Yes, it does. And I wish I could do like the 4D for you guys and you could smell it. But
Smell-o-vision. Yes.
Smell-o-vision. Most of the time you would not want that. This is a small room. So, all right. On that note. All right. Thank you, everybody. I was thinking maybe next week, Steve. Do you think we could do a Patreon chat afterwards?
Maybe. Hopefully, I can't.
I know you can't promise, but I was thinking we could do something for like an hour afterwards. Go to we'll end hard out and go for an hour. That would take you to midnight if you can do it. Be like the old days, buddy. But do a Patreon chat and we could talk some behind the scenes CEDIA stuff and everything like that for the patrons. So. A little bit
sounds good.
Little off the record stuff. So
on the QT,
off the record. Just nothing Todd said. Just kidding. But yeah. So all right. That will do it for this week. We'll be back next week. Lots of requests for Takeover Tuesdays too. I had this past weekend. People talking to me. People asking for them back, as well as people just flat out want people volunteering, people wanting to come on the show. So that was a lot of fun. Hoping I'd like to get 5 in before November, before the 25-hour show, because that would make the 25-hour show the 500th episode. Yeah, so I got the time. I got to work that out. Isn't that crazy?
It feels like yesterday we were doing the 300th show. The balloons, and I wrote 300 on them, and I stuck them all on there. Gosh, that didn't seem that long ago at all. 500.
Well, it goes fast when you do 2 a week. Recently, we've only done 1 a week, so but it goes pretty fast. And it's like, and it's so much fun. So it's gonna be awesome.
Brexit, which is on my anniversary. No,
which is on
Don't Deej. You don't want to know what anniversary of. Don't ask.
Okay. Okie dokie. So, all right. That'll do it for this week. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back next week. Until then, you know what you got to do.
Go push play. What he said.
That's right. Hey, Fred. This has been a Hey Fred production with theme music by Jeff Bernhardt and Throne Vault Productions.